All right, now what's up, y'all? I've been busy the last couple days. I've been meaning to make this video. I'm gonna go ahead and play this.
Leaders over their disagreements and going as far as to calling them socialist, Marxist, and then to find them on your panel, right? And then not only that, but I see you have a bit of a pattern of going around antagonizing other content creators as well.
Name
And
is
then
antagonized.
so when I come in and I basically state a matter of fact.
Bro, look, bro, look, bro. My name is the antagonizer. I could put on a shirt right now that say the antagonizer. Okay, I'm not coming with a plan, brother. I want to hear your plan, man. We here to hear you debate this, brother. Not you get to attacking people's characters, man. Please deal with City of Truth and y'all debate, my brother.
There is no debate.
You hear this motherfucker? This arrogant ass motherfucker. I'm gonna keep letting him. I'm gonna keep letting him talk, and y'all tell me what y'all think.
I mean, not only debate my equals.
Okay, sir. Well, you can go ahead and explain the plan that he misrepresented.
He didn't misrepresent it. I mean, he just flat out lied. The plan is a very simple plan. What we as black people in this country have been lacking is institutional power. When you're talking about fighting racism, white supremacy, what you're really talking about is fighting institutional racism. All racism is institutional. Systemic is institutional. We've been avoiding the institutions, as well as whites and other non-black groups who use racism to kind of keep us away from these institutions. Um, so we have more black men back in the 90s, or even until 99. Um, the military was about 30% black. After the 2001 Dream Act was passed, a lot of the standards were lowered to basically make provisions available for immigrant groups, and dropping those standards. What you would typically see is non-black or non-American people joining the military as an avenue to get citizenship or permanent residency. And a lot of these people were underqualified. A lot of them didn't even pass the ASVAB test. Most of them couldn't pass the basic combat fitness exam. Um, and a lot of black men that would have otherwise qualified um, were actually turned down simply to make more room for immigrants. Um, and so we need black men to get the numbers back up in the military, roughly 100,000, which is realistic when compared to what each individual quota. 2018, the Army was looking for roughly 86,000 people. We, as black men, needed to be at least 40,000 of those entrants. The Navy was looking for roughly 30,000. We need to be at least 15,000 of those entrants. Air Force was looking for around 18,000. We need to be at least 9,000. So 100,000 is a realistic number. It is not unrealistic. It is not unattainable. Now, what that does is basically put you in a position to where you can tap into the wealth of this country. One, black people have been mostly uneducated about how wealth is developed in this country. They think that that wealth is something that you can achieve as an individual, as a rugged individual. That's a lie. That is a lie that's perpetrated by large corporations who are built up by industrial capital, white capital. Matter of fact, take for instance the platform that we're on now, Google, Facebook, the internet itself, YouTube. These are all built by literally government contracts. Government contracts in communications. Big telecom satellites and whatnot. So all of the wealth in this country is generated by institutions. Um, One of the biggest institutions that get a good portion of America's wealth is the military. We want black men to jump into that institution so they can begin capturing the wealth that this country expends on military. Um, in doing so, they gain access to education not only when they're in, but post service. They get access to VA home loans, which grants them access to owning actual land, which is one of the elements that you need to actually build individual wealth, and not only build individual wealth, but make certain investments, because owning a home is a long-term investment. Um, Secondly, putting black men specifically into the police. We have a great fear. There is a great cultural fear in the black community of police. We have demonized the police because we see them shooting down black men. We see them over abusing state granted powers. You need to be a part of that institution if you want to bring down things like mass incarceration. You want to bring down police shooting. The reason why they're shooting is because, one, most of these shootings are carried out by police who are not from your neighborhoods. They are not from your specific social class or your class strata. So you need to be a part of the police as an institution. There's actually a black policemen's union. It's called the Vanguard. It's underfunded, it's undermanned, and the reason why is because we do not have the numbers. And the reason why is because, one, the police every year have a hard time getting black entries. So that's another institution, as well as the fire department. In fact, some states like Kentucky actually have a program that is designed around getting more black firefighters and EMTs. We need to be taking advantage of those programs wherever we see them. Now, these institutions also are similar to the military. Understand that police are nothing but domestic military, and they also get a sizable portion of America's wealth. So you tap into America's wealth that way. This is a job security opportunities, job security that is not offered in the private sector. When you're a police officer, you work for the state. When you're military, you work for the government. Point blank, period. For the women's side, because women have the majority of the capital in the black community, because they're the most employed. They also have the more degrees or more educated per capita than the average black man. They have more degrees than us. That would make them excellent suitors for the Department of Education, another institution that draws a considerable amount of America's wealth every year. That's job security. Putting black people into the Department of Education lowers black teen dropout rate. It actually raises a black success rate in academia in general, especially K through 12. Where we specifically want to focus is actually K through 6. Because after 6th grade, everything that is in the child's head is already cemented. Other thing is the politics, right? Politics. Black women have a majority of the political capital in the black community. For every one black man that is in politics, there's 6 black women. Most of them work in civil service jobs, and it's a gradient. So they're working mostly in civil service jobs, or they are working in higher political offices, like take for instance your Maxine Waters. There's mostly senators, or more black female senators or congressmen than there are black men. We have to refocus that political capital on creating things like pipelines. Pipelines are what matters. Pipelines are institutional. These are the things that we have been robbed of in the black community. These are things you don't have to wait until somebody passes legislation to do. These are things that you can get started on today. Unless you're like City of Truth here, you want to wait for Jesus to come save you. You know, you don't have to wait for any of that. So these are practical solutions that you don't have to wait for anyone else to get involved, to pass anything, to do anything for you, to ask anybody for something. No, this is stuff that you can do yourself in the immediate time.
All right, Ken, now I respond.
Yeah, you done, Cerulean?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I guess he done. See the truth. Go ahead, my brother.
Okay, I'll start with the first point that he talked about when it comes to immigrants in the military. This goes back to the practicality of Cerulean Grey's plan, the Gray Faulkner Initiative in the first place. Is that you need to understand the reason why you see so many immigrants and black immigrants joining the military now more so than black Americans is because immigrants need the military in order to become citizens. That's the only reason why they're there. They're there if they serve 4 years, if they serve 3 years or whatever, at the end of their enlistment, they can get their citizenship. The military is their pathway to citizenship. Okay. So because of that, the military is inducting so many bodies of immigrants that they don't even need black immigrants anymore. And I was in here earlier and I was talking about my father. My father was a veteran. Okay. My father was a U.S. Army veteran. Okay. He was in the military in the early 1960s. He served as a military police officer in Germany during the Vietnam era. He didn't actually go to Vietnam, but he did serve in Germany in that era. Now, during that time, and I'll even share this story. During that time, and my dad, he was I guess the unit he was in, it was an artillery unit. They at one point they were gonna send his unit to Vietnam, but when they all lined up, and I'll never forget, my dad told me this story. He said when they all lined up and assembled and to ship out, he told me that they only took the white soldiers and they left the black soldiers there. And I asked him, well, why did they do that? And my dad said, well, it was because at the time they had a quota in Vietnam and they already had enough black soldiers over there. They didn't want to put any more black soldiers over whatever that particular quota was. So as I said, at that time, during that time period, yes, the U.S. military needed black people's bodies and made use of black Americans' bodies. We don't live in that era anymore. This is not Vietnam anymore. Okay. This day and age, they got all these other people from all these other groups, all these immigrants, people from the Caribbean, people from South America, people from Central America, and even a lot of our brothers and sisters from the continent are now coming over here, and they are filling those positions. They do not need, nor do they have a demand for black bodies in the military like that anymore. And also, I'll add, my father, he was drafted. Okay, so at that time, you know, they just drafted black people into the military. It wasn't even no such thing as no recruitment centers. They just went to the hood. They got niggas. They put your ass on a bus and off you went. It was what it was. You didn't have a choice. Another point you said, military recruitment. Here's another thing, is that military recruitment is based on economic depravity. The reason the U.S. military right now is having a hard time filling their quotas is because the economy is good right now. Okay, young men have opportunities for work. When young men have opportunities for work, they have places to go, they can make money. They don't go to the military. Most people go to the military as a last resort when they can't find a job doing anything else. For instance, military recruitment skyrocketed in 2008 after the 2008 financial collapse. Now, moving on. He
That's all
talks
not true.
about, well, okay, well, he talks about the military being he said the military is a way that you can get wealth and that kind of thing. I mean, my dad was in the military. He got the GI Bill. He got a VA home loan and that kind of stuff. A lot of veterans of that era got it. But have those things really closed the wealth gap? And when you do the research, you find that that's not the case. The secret or the key to prosperity in America is business ownership. And that's the path to wealth generation. Also, investing in assets, that kind of thing. Real estate, that kind of thing. Why do you think these Asian immigrants are coming over here? They're buying up all this real estate. They're buying up all these China's buying up all these industrial parks, all of these corporate, parks and stuff, and all these buildings and stuff. All right. They're accumulating that wealth. Their wealth in America is in the real estate. Buy up the real estate. I try to tell black people that. Okay. Us getting on our real estate game will generate more wealth for us in a short amount of time than any amount of military service. And we've been in the military in this country since the beginning of this country. And it has not moved us up. That has not moved us up economically.
Let me disseminate a few of the lies. One,
okay, if you want to respond, you can go ahead.
One, military service didn't jump in 2008. In fact, it declined starting around 2008 after the real estate collapse. Military numbers been up since 2001. They started declining right around 2007. Recently, in 2017, the Marine Corps Commandant, as well as the General of the Army, came out and said that obesity was a national security threat because they have a hard time keeping up the numbers. Less young adults are willing to serve in the military. And the reason why is because they think it's mostly because most of them cannot pass the basic combat fitness exam. They're too fat. They're turned down. A lot of them don't have the intellectual capacity, despite the requirements of joining are basically at an all-time low. Black men are not having that problem when it comes to the basic combat fitness exam. In fact, since around 2011, black women, in fact, have actually been outnumbering black men in the military. In fact, 30% of the women that are in the military are black women, while as only 19% of the men who are in the military are black men. So our number is far down. Why are they joining the military? One, because they don't have the capital to outwardly just go ahead and invest in real estate, which is why most of them join the military, because that is their avenue into getting into real estate investment. So that's a lie. Business ownership does not guarantee you any wealth prospects. In fact, business ownership puts you in the working poor. And you can actually go to Forbes.com and actually just did an article that shows that business owners in general are declining. And the reason they're declining is because a lot of these companies like Walmart, like Lowe's, like Big Lots, basically have driven business ownership completely down because most of them cannot compete with the prices at which, say, a Walmart can offer goods or services. So that's a lie. In fact, the number one greatest robber of wealth is taxation.
Okay, so let me ask this then. If I could ask this.
And small businesses, which most small businesses are sole proprietorships, actually pay a higher premium on taxes than a large corporation. So that is a lie.
Okay. Well, let me ask this then. If that's the case, if you're saying that business ownership puts you in the working poor and it's not a viable pathway to wealth, why doesn't that seem to hold true for Asians who actually account as the number one group that they're the most likely to be self-employed in this country right now?
That's an interesting. I'll explain.
Most likely. Hold on, sir. They're the most likely to be self-employed. Okay,
I know
and
you
they
like.
are outpacing every other
I know you
community.
like to use libertarian.
Every other community, including whites,
This is why I
when
only
it
do
comes to household income. So, can you explain that?
Hold on, y'all. Yo, Julian, you got to let the brother talk, man. Cut him off.
You're letting them spew all out, you're letting them spew all out lies on here. Like
This is unbelievable. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Jesus. Man, you gotta let the brother talk. If he lying, let the brother lie. You can prove his lies when he done. I don't want nobody cutting people off, my brother. You cut him off the first time he yielded.
bruh. Listen to what I'm saying. This is the reason why. This is the reason why a lot of niggas have the fucking problems that they have today. Because when you let niggas run around here just spewing all kind of fucking lies, when you let them go around here spewing all kind of lies, what happens is that the general viewer takes that shit as face value. He's spewing libertarian arguments that don't make a lick of fucking sense. They do not add up the goddamn data. The reality is when you're talking about the Asian, this is the reason why I only debate my equals. He is not my intellectual equal. Understand something. The only reason why Chinese and other Asians they have here because they are propped up by policy. Most of them come here with their own capital, which is why China has been taking over a lot of the empire that's been crumbling around America. Now you come over here with your own goddamn money that competes with American dollars, and then you're propped up on policy. Of course they're going to do better than you, who is not propped up on policy. In fact, you're still fighting for equal protection under the law.
Let me ask this: How they come over here with their own? Okay, let me ask this. You say they come over here with their own currency, but China devalues its currency relative to the U.S. dollar so they can make their manufacturing cheaper. So that doesn't make sense. You're saying they're coming over here with currency that's competing with the U.S. dollar? Show me what Asian country has a currency that's worth equivalent to the U.S. dollar.
What are you talking about? The Chinese yuan is the competing currency against Western currency.
Yeah, but they are devaluing it so that it could be cheaper. If it was competing, it would be either worth the same or as the U.S. dollar or worth more, so that it could be used as a reserve currency. I don't see that happening.
See, this is the problem. The guy that also does not understand econ. China doesn't devalue its own currency. In fact, what has happened is that the UN has put sanctions on trade partners who do business with China. That's why it's devalued.
Yeah, because they were devaluing their currency.
Because if you make it hard, right, for Chinese products to move in Western spheres of influence, right, because your currency is based really on how much you export.
Okay.
And the one thing that we export more than anyone is military might.
Okay. But you just corroborated my statement because you said that the UN is putting sanctions on their trade partners and stuff for trading with China. You just corroborated what I just said.
No, I did not corroborate what you said. What you said was China devalues its own currency. No,
but they do.
No, they don't.
Then why are they stopping the trade partners then? Wow.
See, now I have to go all the way back
wow.
and explain basic stuff to people. this is the reason why people like City of Truth isn't allowed on my panels, right? Because
Yeah, I
this is
see
something.
why you're wondering why I'm not allowed. I'm making you real flustered right now.
No, you're just making me annoyed because these are all basic things that is generally understood by the intellectual community that you're not privy to, because you basically go around, you listen to people who don't know a lick about world affairs, geopolitics, or econ, and then you come over into our spheres trying to spew that bullshit.
Is there room for collaboration amongst you brothers?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, I would find hope that there is in some kind of way, because we need their strength.
They're still debating.
Yeah, we're still in the debate phase, but my thing is this. I want to continue with my points. He talked about black men being in the police departments, and I even expounded on this earlier. Back in 2011, one of the worst police departments in the country was the Inglewood Police Department in Inglewood, California. I used to live in Inglewood, California. Okay, Inglewood, California is one of the last black bastions, okay, west of the Mississippi. Okay, I believe the city is still predominantly black, about 55, 58% black. They got a black mayor, black city council, okay? And historically they've had their own police department. They've had black police chiefs. They've had a majority black police department. But for whatever reason, in 2011, I believe if they weren't number one, they were in the top 5 of being the worst police department in the country when it came to fatal officer-involved shootings. This is a 55% black police department, or close to that. Okay, so this, and also he talked about the Vanguard police department. Well, guess what? Inglewood, California is the home of the Vanguard Police Department, largest black police department in the country. Okay, and worst record for officer involved shootings. But we are told this narrative that, well, if you get more black people on the police department or whatever, I guess they're gonna relate to the brothers and sisters in the community. But in this case, they related to the brothers and sisters in the community by basically running up on them and killing them, in these cases. So I just that stat is just amazing to me.
I want you guys that's on this panel to listen very carefully to what he just said, right? And then I want you to look up the percentage of black officers that actually kill people. And that'll explain why what he's spewing is a complete load of bullshit. This is why you just can't let anybody speak ad nauseum about shit that they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. In fact, Max, you could have also gotten our esteemed Charles to speak at length about the crime in Baltimore. More black police actually helps crime go down. In fact, crime has been actually on a steady decline really since around 2008. I mean, people were too poor to even commit crimes, and then you have the influx of cheap Chinese.
Do we have room on the panel?
American hadn't.
Whether right or wrong, he making you look real bad, Cerulean.
We can invite Mr. Faulkner if you like.
Making who look bad?
You making Cerulean look very bad, man. As a
How?
Look, scream at everybody. Look, I can't talk. I'm making y'all look bad too. I can't get out sentences without y'all cutting me off. It's very irritating. It's very irritating.
I mean, of course, look.
You know what I'm saying? I can't look.
For intellect, he would make you look bad.
Minute. Not one complete minute. That's how y'all looking bad. Don't y'all fucking get it? And a motherfucker trying to tell somebody, this is the problem, white people can't do it. No, your lack of discipline is the problem.
No, I'm very disciplined. With discipline,
I'm currently going to talk Cerulean. We could dance all day long. But what I don't want to do is getting cut off in the middle of every fucking point. That guy ain't even been able to finish his opening points without you cut him off 3 fucking times. And the man ain't even been able to complete his point. Because you keep cutting off, interjecting, then you getting irate, calling names. You look bad, brother.
No, you're looking bad.
Are you serious, bro?
I'm dead fucking serious.
Yo, you want to talk about somebody looking bad, bro? You looking bad. You're running around here antagonizing other YouTubers because you don't have the following that other YouTubers have. You look bad. I was actually resistant and reluctant to even come on this panel. But
tactics, y'all. Look at that's the number one logical fallacy, y'all.
Hey, Commander, let's get up out of here, man. This is bullshit.
Ad hominems. They attack.
Let's roll up out, man. Let's roll out.
Dealing with the issue.
Let's roll out, bro. This nigga tripping, man.
These people is crazy.
You want to talk about looking bad? You looking bad out here, bro?
Hey, Commander, let's roll up out, bro.
Cerulean, may I ask a question?
Nah, we getting ready to roll up out, man. This is bullshit.
They said they were leaving. I wanted to ask my question before they left.
Bro, ain't nobody making you stay. I can make it faster. Bro, we on some bullshit because I'm telling you, y'all looking bad. Listen.
Looking bad how, nigga? Looking bad how?
Tell you, brother.
You know,
I ain't even in a debate. This nigga.
Well, wait a minute. How, nigga? How?
I'm telling you how. I'm telling you how. Now follow your leader. Follow the leader. Eric B. and Rakim, follow the leader. Eric B. and Rakim, follow the leader. Fuck out of here, man. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Something wrong with these. God damn, y'all gotta be fucking crazy. Making a dumbass. So his whole argument is we need more blacks in the military. That's the bottom line. So no shit. We need more blacks in the military. We need more black police officers. We need more black firefighters. We need more black EMS workers. We need more black doctors, black lawyers, black teachers, black professors. We need more black. What don't we need more black of? Let's be honest. Do we want an all black military, or do we want to, mix in with they shit? I mean,
I was looking for more substance. That's what I was trying to get. I was looking for substance, and all I was getting was a history lesson and obvious assertions. I was being fed obvious assertions and history lessons as opposed to what was the forward-thinking blueprint. And I wanted to address also why he feels so free to use the word nigga. That is not indicative of someone that is self-disciplined in terms of wanting to lead as much as 100,000 young boys and in the direction of higher mindset of global competitiveness. So I apologize if I came across as somebody that was familiar enough with Suge to just interject the way I did. I don't.
Man, ain't no need to apologize.
Well, yeah, I just
start seeing what these weak ass men here behind these goddamn microphones and these talking points. These niggas weak. Fuck out of here with that shit. We done had black men in the military for goddamn decades. Ain't nobody created no wealth coming out no fucking military. Very few people do. And we ain't talking about just a comfortable life, really. We ain't talking about no wealth. You can do something in 4 years. It'll take you a fucking lifetime to do in the military.
Yeah, the beauty of Malcolm X, God bless the dead, is that he had persuasion. And I'm not hearing persuasion. I'm hearing dictatorship. There's a difference.
And then he talked about businesses and said because Walmart and named all these big retail businesses, and the majority of black businesses provide a service.
Not only that, he could have discussed a 504.
Politicians, musicians,
writing grants and writing grants and all types of things that you can manipulate the not manipulate, but rather utilize what's available to advance yourself in the realm of business. I just don't understand why he's focused on this military thing instead of enrichment.
That's what the guys do. The women have a different role to.
I am a woman. Are you telling me what it is to be a woman?
Duh. You don't think I know that? I'm just saying he's emphasizing
what it is
on the
to
military.
be a woman right now. Are you really doing that?
I never disagreed either. If y'all, I don't think y'all didn't hear me. Of course, we need more blacks in everything. That's it.
What the hell did I just say? I mean, what did I say? I said.
The answer? Is he saying that's the answer?
You patting me on the head. Calm down, baby. Let the men talk. That's what you're doing. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying.
Wait a minute. I said that was what the military side of it. The women have a different. He says the women have a different aspect of how they're going to attack the problem. I don't say I agree. I'm just saying that's what it is. That's what he says.
How can a motherfucker who went? How long was he in the military? It's probably all he ever really experienced. Yeah, it's
like 20 some odd years.
All he can do is say, "Hey, this is what you should do," because he did it. Come on, man. What about all the cons of that? There's so many negatives to the military. Ain't nothing wrong if that's what somebody choose to do. That ain't the fucking answer. Undisciplined ass nigga, get up out of here with that shit, man. These niggas weak out here. I don't know what the fuck y'all be listening to on YouTube. They call that nigga commander. What the fuck? Y'all damn crazy. This nigga called that nigga commander.
Yeah, man. I was giving him his respect too. You know, I was calling him sir and everything too, but he was calling me all kind of idiot, even though he was calling me.
You were being respectful. I gotta give you props.
You are attacking your character. That's how I knew the nigga was shook. Then he talked about that's when you know when a motherfucker don't deal with the subject at hand and they deflect and talk about the character, that show you where they looking bad. Period.